Hi, my name is Paul Rogers, and I've posted articles and videos on this page before. And basically, I have been teaching English as a foreign language for a long time, and I've developed or created a course, most of which is free online on two websites. One is called, well, you can find me on WhatsApp. To contact me, I'm in the United States. The country code is 1-805-258-3310. My websites are pumarosa.com and inglés.com. I had them someplace. Anyway, my course is a bilingual and phonetic course. Bilingual so that it's mainly for beginners and intermediate students. Bilingual to explain everything. And phonetic is a method to teach pronunciation, because I basically feel that pronunciation is the foundation of learning any language. But in particular, English is more difficult to pronounce or to learn to pronounce than almost any other language. Spanish, of course, is very easy to pronounce. The only thing I had to work on was my double R. But I did it. It was only one sound. English has about at least 5 sounds that are very difficult for the speakers of Spanish and other languages to make. They simply cannot make the sound. And so what happens, as many of you know, if a student cannot pronounce English, they don't want to open their mouths in class, because if they do, they get laughed at. So many students have come to me to complain that then they would tell me they taught me the word vergüenza. Tengo vergüenza, profe. And so one of my jobs early on was to figure out a method to help people learn pronunciation and to get rid of their vergüenza. We would say embarrassment or shame. And actually one time, this is the truth, because it bothered me to watch adults, I teach mostly adults, having such difficulty pronouncing English. And one morning at 2 o'clock in the morning, this is the truth, I woke up and I said to myself that the major sounds that people had trouble with were the G, the J, the V, V. They also have trouble with TH, V. They have trouble with the short I, and the short U, and a few other sounds or problems. And I realized at 2 o'clock in the morning, 20 years ago, that all I had to do was teach the alphabet and the numbers and greetings and salutations right away at the beginning of the course, practice that, and the pronunciation problems of the students would go away. They would learn how to pronounce English very well, and they'd all be very happy. Well, my realization was half true. It is true that the alphabet, the numbers, and the greetings and salutations are very good to practice for the sounds that I just told you about, the G, the J, the TH, etc. Very good to practice it, but it's sort of like an introduction, because you have to repeat these sounds over and over again until the student gets them. And basically, it's just a matter of practice. And so at first, what I do is I use a lot of humor. I would come into a class with a clown costume if I could. Anything to make them laugh at me and relax. And once they relax a little bit, once they realize that they can pronounce English with a particular practice, and I demonstrate how to make it. I'll show you. For example, TH. TH drives everybody crazy. So I have a list of the words that they're going to pronounce. So I'll hand this sheet out and I'll say, ustedes van a pronunciar esas palabras bien en 10 minutos. And they all look at me and say, crazy? profe, you can't do that. So then I said, all you have to, todo lo que tiene que hacer es sacar la lengua, así. When they see me do that, they relax. They say, either he's crazy or he knows what he's talking about. So and they're very shy. They don't like to. And then gradually, bit by bit, when we do the like the numbers 13, 30, or we do greetings and salutations, thank you. And at first, they're a little shy. After they get used to me, get used to this method, then they're okay. And I weave it into every class. If I'm teaching grammar, verb tenses, anything, I weave pronunciation or into the class, into the lesson, and I give reminders. My class is usually mixed, so there will be some students who have been with me for 6 months and some who are new. So I have to go back and forth. And that's the principal way that I take care of that problem. Now, to show you how I do it phonetically in the book and also on the websites Pumarosa and did I show you that? I didn't show you that. Pumarosa. Here's my website. Starfall is for kids. Pumarosa.com is a very good website to learn pronunciation and vocabulary. In Inglés con Profe Pablo.com has a lot of texts, videos, including a lot on grammar and pronunciation. I have a lot of lecturas, readings. But let me give you an example of how I construct every one of my lessons. Here is the alphabet. I call it my course bilingual and phonetic. Now, I did not invent this. If you, many of you might be aware of an author who wrote English textbooks 30, 40 years ago, named of Gio. He wrote a book called Inglés Básico, or Inglés sin Maestro. And in those books, the words are spelled phonetically. So it's not my invention. And it's spelled phonetically the way that a Spanish-speaking person would write out the sound of the letter of the word, or the, whatever it is. Like we have A, B, C, D, E, F. Then I get to G, I got to go G, 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 G. It's not the IPA, the International Phonetic Alphabet. I don't use that because it's too complicated. I feel that it's not useful. Or I would put it this way, it's not necessary. If you spell it out phonetically the way that the student would write the sound or how it sounds, you would come closer. It's a lot easier. It's a lot faster. I don't have time to teach the IPA. I don't even have a copy of it. I've looked at it. And I also teach in order of priority. For example, the G, the J, the V, TH, short I, short U, those are sounds that are very important. If they can learn how to pronounce those sounds as a basis, as a foundation, as the first steps in learning fluency, they'll be fine. So this is the book. I have workbooks. This is the first workbook. It contains the lessons. I have a vocabulary, a bilingual vocabulary with the phonetic spelling of the sound. That's book one is for the basic vocabulary. I have a book on verb tenses. I also like to use readers. In English, readers or basic readers, lectoras. This is a reader called Ricardo and his family. And you can see this based on my translation and modernization of a reader that I used to learn Spanish, which was published in 1946 by Raymond Grismer. I found this book in a used bookstore in Rosarito, California, Rosarito, Baja California. And I was reading it, the stories, and they use a lot of cognados, cognates, words that are similar or equal in English and Spanish. and I could read it. And as I was reading it, I said to myself, holy cow, I can read Spanish. So I translated it, and I updated it. So you can see it's very simple. I have students read this out loud. At the bottom is the vocabulary. And this I have found to be a very effective way for people to first practice their pronunciation, gain confidence in reading out loud, which leads to confidence in speaking. And then it's also a good way to increase vocabulary, because this way you're constantly learning new words. And one of the aspects of learning pronunciation is that it helps people read, and it also helps people understand. A lot of people, teachers, are worried about listening comprehension. How do you teach listening comprehension? Well, if a student can pronounce the word out loud fairly well, then when the word is spoken by somebody else, it's easier to distinguish that word. And basically, I use songs, for example. Get a popular song or a rhyme, a nursery rhyme, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, How I Wonder What You Are. Anything that is recorded, you can study the words, and the students can listen and recite out loud, and then they can not read it, the words, and listen to it, and that helps them with their listening comprehension. So anyway, that's about it for this introduction. I have a lot more. As I say, I have WhatsApp groups. That's my WhatsApp number, 1-805-258-3310. And in case you don't have WhatsApp, WhatsApp is a very useful app. It's free. You can, if you're in Mexico, you can receive videos and texts and telephone calls and live video calls from people anywhere in the world, apparently. And this is my course. Spelling. I have a spelling text. It's okay. I don't use it that much because most of my students are beginners. Listening comprehension and fluency. And then one of my goals is to help people with their fluency. And I describe fluency as the same as the word fluir, which means flow, like a river. So when you can speak a foreign language as if it's a river flowing down a mountain easily, with ease, without being constricted and talking like this, with confidence. And once the student feels confident in speaking, a lot happens. Anyway, that's about it. I see a few people here. Manuel, Jesus, Amelia, Alicia, Esperanza. Hello. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you. If you want more information, please contact me. Thank you very much. I will see you later. Bye-bye.